guys, Black Knight here. Figured I would do a hobby update while I am otherwise indisposed, being a daddy mattress for Little Knight. But anyway, I've been up to so getting into some Age of Sigmar. I've played a couple, total of, I believe, what is it, 2 games now? So, not very many. The local club I've been playing with has their own kind of comp rules that they've made. So, the first round was like 75 wounds, 0 to 4 heroes, 1 to 0 to like 3 war machines, 0 to 3 monsters, things like that. That seemed to go pretty well. They've increased it to 150 wounds and like 0 to 5 heroes and all this other stuff, basically increasing the unit choices amount. While it's fun and you basically are able to use your whole 8th edition army, personally I don't think that's what 8th edition or what Age of Sigmar is about. I think it's more of a skirmish game, and I think it plays better at that level. So, I don't mind taking the huge units of 40 if that's what you want to do. I think it's more fun if you take multiple units. And I like to keep it at a smaller game, because personally I'd rather play 2 games in an evening, or 3, rather than just 1. If I want to do that, I'd rather play 8th edition. Or something else. But yeah, so that's been kind of fun. I've made a couple of scenarios. One we played last week. So basically, what it is, and I'll put a link in the description of this video if you want to download it and use it at your own club. But basically, admittedly, I'm borrowing kind of heavily. I really like Drop Zone Commander's style of missions. Granted, they're vastly different games, since one uses points and is meant to be like a tournament style game. But since that's kind of what the club I'm playing with is kind of trying to go for. They like to have, they seem to like basically tournament-esque missions rather than purely story-driven scenarios. When you have like 12 people that you're playing with in any given night, like a group of 12, you might not have all the terrain for every single table to make a very story-driven mission, which is some of the things that I would like to do, but it's kind of hard to do that for 6 different tables. But you can easily do that with Age of Sigmar, and that's the one thing that's really fun with it. But anyway, so one of the scenarios that I designed was basically there's 2 objectives on your table half, 2 objectives on your opponent's table half, and 3 objectives down the midline between the 2 players, and you score at the end of the game, and you basically control the objective if you have a unit within 6 inches of the center point of that objective marker. So the objective marker is more of just an abstract. It doesn't matter what the size of it is, you're not measuring from the edges. You have to be within 6 inches of that point from the middle. And basically, instead of like normally, what I'm used to is like with 40k, if you're able to sneak in an enemy model in the last turn, hooray, you've contested it, no one scores any points. How this works is you can contest them, true, but if one player outnumbers the other one in wounds by 3 to 1, the outnumbering or the majority wounds player gets to still keep that objective. So there's none of this running it with your last model when someone has their entire army around an objective. To contest it, you still get that objective, you ignore that guy. So basically how the scoring works is, on your own table half, those objectives are worth 1 point, midline, those objectives are worth 2 points, and in your enemy's area, they're worth 3 points. So, some varying thing, and the alternative to that scenario, is you score, instead of at the end of the game, you score at the end of each round. Or turn. Yeah. So that'd be another way to play. The next scenario I'm going to try to do, again, borrowing heavily from Drop Zone Commander, is basically making pieces of terrain searchable for like treasure. Kind of using the same rules with Drop Zone Commander a little bit. Basically, they're more inspired, not as detailed as far as like occupying the building and you know, you're the occupier, and if other people come in, you still have it. Basically, what I think I'm going to do is have, I'll just put the rules when I'm done with them at the bottom, so if I change my mind, I can do that without invalidating this video. So I'll put this out when I'm done with that scenario. Put it at the bottom, the link in the bottom. What else have I been doing? I finished off a dragon that I've been working on, the Knights Errant Musician, about 12 infantrymen that I can use for Saga, Age of Sigmar, or Lion Rampant. And I'm kind of going away because away from the triple threat thing for I think this month. What I'd like to do is I have some Questi Knights that the rules for them are actually pretty good in Age of Sigmar, and I really like the models. So I figured I'm going to paint them. What kind of pains me though is that because they're so fantasy focused, I'm not killing the 3 birds with 1 stone with these models. I'm just painting them basically just for Warhammer. But that's alright. So they're going to take me a while though, because I'm a sucker for the fluff for Bretonnians anyway. So basically, how my paint scheme is that Knights Errant are very geometric designs, and trying to be more simple with them. But I do have some shields from the Fireforge miniatures that are geometric but more detailed. So I might have some Knights Errant that are more detailed than I want them to be. Basically, Knights Errant are the most simple. They have no devices on their shields, as in no like lions or any type of symbols other than geometric design. Knights of the Realm all have some type of device. So a symbol or multiple symbols or whatever, multiple lions, whatever, on their shields. Questi Knights are the same as Knights of the Realm, except they're more detailed. I was going to do all of them have like a monster that they've killed, but I might also do kind of looking back to that their 5th edition book, where they have lots of fleur de lis all over them, since they're on the quest for the lady. So they're going to have lots of those, and so they're going to be even more complex in design than the Knights of the Realm. And then the Grail Knights, I can just go bonkers on and make them incredibly complex, and they'll take me forever to paint. But they will look very cool, and they will have basically all their devices I know already. I'm just going to do, instead of having fleur de lis, which they might still have, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong somehow, and then, but there'll be grails instead of like monsters. Or fleur de lis will be grails and fleur de lis. Or fleur de lis. That's probably it. I don't know. How about you correct me in the comments? That'd be kind of fun. So yeah, so I've been working on some Questi Knights lined up for me. I finished off a damsel on foot. I have a damsel mounted. And after that month, I've kind of been itching to paint some more Drop Zone Commander stuff. I have the starter set that I still need to find since we just moved. I need to find it in the box in the garage, take that out. I like to paint those up. I just got the starter set for the PHR. I already have some PHR stuff started, because this was before they started collecting those before they released the plastic set. So basically, I have the starter set plus some, which is good. But yeah, I think after this month of painting the Questi Knights, I might bust out the airbrush and start working on some of those starter sets and getting those all painted up. Because I would like to either teach people or just with friends play those. And I probably, I'm gonna, since I just, for every new game that I get into, like Drop Zone Commander, I'm not going to buy another model until all the things that I have for Drop Zone Commander are painted. So basically, that has to get me off my butt and paint those models. If I'm not painting those models, I'm not playing that game, so I don't need to buy anything for it. Kind of the same thing for Warhammer. I'm going to do is, wow, there's always stuff you look at, you're like, wow, that's so good. I really would like to have that model. That'd be fun to play with. Or, you know, right now I have High Elves, Bretonnians, Demons, Dwarves, and Lizardmen. Okay. I got the Dwarves and Lizardmen off my brother, because I was like, for nostalgia purposes, those would be great to have, because he's looking to get rid of them. That's probably a stupid decision. But I do have lots of armies now, and with Age of Sigmar I have tons of armies. But what I would like to do, so like I'll be looking at, you know, their war scrolls and be like, oh, I'd really like to get some big monsters for Lizardmen. None of them are even painted. Or I could use this for my Bretonnians. Like, I have, the one thing I don't have for the Bretonnians is the Grail Reliquary for the Battle Pilgrims. Because I'm going to be using my men-at-arms with shields, or foot sergeants with shields and hand weapons as my Battle Pilgrims. But I don't have that Grail Reliquary. So if I just got that, or I don't have the Fey Enchantress, but if I just got her, you know, but I think what I'm just going to do is just go with what I have, and stay away from the temptation of buying even more stuff that I may or may not use until it's all painted. Like, if I paint every single one of my Bretonnians, which is not going to be possible. I have basically a full army that's waiting to get painted, right, of like the 2,500 points. But I have probably like 40 or 50 more, and it's probably more like 40 more like Knights of the Realm models from the 5th edition starter box that are still on the sprue that I picked up off of someone for like 40 bucks, and tons of Bretonnian archers. I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet. I'm still holding on to them in case I decide to go nuts. But basically, I have years and years and years ahead of me for painting before I would even need to buy anything new. Anyway, I'm just rambling now, so I'm probably going to end this video. That's what I've been working on in the hobby. Again, if you want to check out those scenarios, I'm going to put a link up in the description for you. Let me know how you like them. I have some couple of other ideas. I'll just do this really quick. I swear, 1 minute. Okay. I'd like to do, I saw this in Saga, which is like, you burn their camp. So basically you would have so many outbuildings for a defender, and then you have the attacker come in, and then they have to, you know, burn those buildings down, or set them alight. That'd be a fun objective. I would like to do like a defend the watchtower type scenario. Now the thing that's tricky with these is that some of them, since you have a defender and an attacker, it's easier as the defender, especially when they have that 3-inch bubble that you can't get in, to defend, right? So normally you would penalize the defender in points and have the attacker have more points so that they outnumber the defender. But since there's no points in Age of Sigmar, you can either do wounds, or you could do the same amount of wounds, then give like the attacker, if anything dies, you can just bring it back at the end of the turn. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'd be interested in hearing your ideas for scenarios. But anyway, okay, that was a minute. I'm done now. Have a good day, everyone, and I'll talk to you later.